To order. Christie, are we ready?
We are. I'm going to do a roll call to establish quorum.
Let's establish quorum
President Bedard,
here.
Vice President Lang,
Here.
Secretary Jory,
Here.
Director Daly,
Here.
and Director Swan is participating remotely. Do you have a statement to make?
Do I have a statement to make? Oh, I'm out of town. What am I supposed to make?
So I had emailed you, you are participating via a qualifying reason for AB 2449. And
Okay.
you need to
Yes.
attest that there is no one age 18 or above in the room or voice vicinity of you.
I attest that is correct.
Okay. We have established quorum.
Could have her camera on,
Okay.
if possible.
Linda, did you hear that?
What was that? No, I didn't hear that.
You're required to have your camera on during the
Okay,
meeting.
sorry. Okay.
Thank you
Perfect.
so much.
Thank you.
Okay, we've established quorum.
Yeah.
With that, the first items let's go through and see if help me out, somebody.
Pledge of allegiance.
Pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So first off, approval of minutes. Are there any public comments? For items not on the agenda? Yes.
Correct.
Okay, first item for consideration, approval of minutes of the regular meeting of G12/25. Are there any clarifying questions about the minutes? Commissioners? I move that.
And I second that.
Okay. Per AB 2449, we need to have all roll call votes. So the motion has been made to approve the minutes as presented. President Bedard,
Aye.
Vice President Lang,
Yes.
Secretary Jory,
Yes.
Director Daly,
Yes.
Director Swan.
Yes.
Okay.
The next item is number 2, adopt a resolution on the 2025 annual levy resolution. Are there any clarifying questions by any of the commissioners about this item? Are there any public comments? Alan?
Alan Mitzi, I'm within the district. Yes. Yes, I've looked at the budget and I've looked at the financial statement. It doesn't appear to me that the organization to impose the annual levy. The organization has $9 million and saying it's only going to spend $4 million next year. Will we have something like $7 million and considering the money that's coming in and it's being earned? So I don't see any justification for charging the levy this year. Levy was intended to provide additional hours for library. Library is receiving those additional hours without any additional expense from the library, so from the county library. So I see no justification. It's on the budget here, and
Thank you. With that, are there any discussions? Already? Yeah.
A quick remark. I understand for sure how the public comment. So, it reflects a sentiment that I have heard from the public as well. What I would say is The budget itself for the coming year shows a portion of the investment that the library, which is a multi-year project. So despite the fact that not all of the funds are dispersed. The overall appropriation is more in line.
Can we specify that anywhere? To convince public.
Sorry, Ernie?
Like, can we, how do we convey that? If somebody in the public is looking at this, you already have that question raised. Do we just do 1 year's projection, or is it possible to do a multi-year projection?
Right now, well, we're not at the budget item, but the budget that's presented is a 1-year projection, and it's maximized to the game limits. Which are, I believe, 4.3 million, which would be the amount of money that was put in the budget. Does that make sense?
I think when we approve individual expenditures, there's ample record of the rationale of expenditures. So I don't see the need respectfully to attach language to the solution. Given that all of the actual disbursements of tax revenue are.
And there were records by other organizations as well, shipping to the funds. So I think all the public record makes clear what we're doing with the funds. It's possible that people disagree with judgment call, but secrecy is out, but nothing expected better truth is by the humor.
Councilperson Swan, do you have any comments or questions?
No,
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt this resolution. Sorry, then.
Can have a public comment also.
Oh, yes.
Well, I apologize, but sure.
Okay. So originally when this was passed, this parcel had, the entire purpose of it was to provide the extended hours for our library to be open for our residents. That was the reason. And the people are the ones who put this parcel tax originally on the ballot, and for that purpose, they wanted their library open. So since then, there have been some changes. Every year, that's what we did. We collected the parcel tax and we spent it, we gave it to the county, who then paid their staff to be there longer hours. So our library was open longer than what the county would normally have had the library. And then 2 things happened. First, we began to get ERAF funds. That was before the pandemic. We started getting ERAF funds. And so we weren't spending all of what we normally would spend, and our money started accumulating faster than it should. It was calculated that it would end at 0 at the end of the 20 years for the parcel tax. Second thing happened was the pandemic. We closed the library, we kept taking the parcel tax. Money accumulated a lot faster even. And then the county came back and said, we're gonna open all of our libraries and we're gonna fund them for those extended hours, so we don't need the NCLA funds any longer. That's why we have a huge fund balance. Right now you have $10,800,000 right now, without collecting this next year's tax. The decision has been made that you want to use it toward improving the libraries in capital expenditure. Right now, the path you're going down though. The remodel that is being discussed right now. Will cost $9 million. So even if you fund that, if you go proceed to do that. And you ignore that all along people, the residents, the 2 needs surveys have all said we need a larger library. We don't need a remodeled same size library, we need a larger one. Even though if you're gonna ignore that and you're gonna go ahead with the remodel, it's gonna cost $9 million. You have more than $9 million. So if that is your intent to proceed with the remodel, don't collect any more money, you have no use for it. You don't need it for extra hours, you don't need it if you're not spending it on the library. But if you are still debating whether you're going to do an expanded library, then go ahead and keep collecting the tax. But don't collect it if you don't have a use for it. You're well funded for what you're discussing now.
Thank you. Any other comments from anyone? Would you like to make a motion?
Yes, I'd like to make, a motion that this body adopts the resolution of the North County Library Authority set special tax rate as stated.
Before you do that, I have a slight correction. What I'm seeing reading here is the date is 12th day of May, 2025.
Okay,
Is that okay to do that?
Yes.
we'll correct the
Yeah,
date.
today's date.
We'll correct the date on the signed document.
So
I'm sorry.
that sounds like a friendly amendment,
Which I know you said.
yes.
But I also have another question. If we were not to adopt it for 1 year, does that prevent us from levying tax the next year, or does it go for some kind of direction?
No, it doesn't have any effect on it.
So you just reconvene for next year?
Correct. I mean, no legal effect, really, it might set expectations.
Sure.
I don't think we have the latitude not to pass an resolution. It's not what this body does. This body doesn't make a determination about whether or not we tax anybody. Yeah.
That's what you're doing right now.
Yeah, you do that.
Please,
Why?
no,
Seriously. This is not an interactive forum in any way. My understanding of our mandate is that spending of the tax rate.
In any case, I have a motion on the table, the friendly amendment, accepted, it's accepted.
Second.
roll call please.
President Bedard,
Aye.
Vice President Lang,
Yes,
Secretary Jory,
Abstain.
Director Daly.
Aye.
Director Swan.
Can I ask you to repeat the motion, please?
We made a motion to adopt resolution 2025-1 as amended for date only.
Yes.
Okay. Motion passes.
Thank you. Item number 2. Apologies. Item number 3, adopt resolution 2025-02. GAN limit resolution. Is there a presentation by staff? Christie, do you have any comments on this?
The GAN limit resolution is a very straightforward calculation. It looks at the previous appropriation limit, and then it looks at the per capita income change according to the California Department of Finance, as well as the population change for 2024. And this is jointly the cities of Los Altos Hills and Los Altos. And using those multipliers, we simply come up with the proposed appropriations limit.
I move we.
Well, before we move, are there any clarifying questions?
Again, a correction, the date here is 6th day of May 2024.
Thank you. I'll make that amendment change. Okay. So I have a motion made by,
We should.
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no public comment? Any commissioner discussion of the item? I'll only add that this is essentially pro forma to bring up the a few more percentage points. Somebody like to make a motion?
I move we adopt the resolution, and limit, as amended for date.
Second that.
Christie, roll.
President Bedard,
Aye.
Vice President Lang,
Yes.
Secretary Jory,
Yes.
Director Daly,
Yes.
Director Swan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item number 4, approval of FY 23-24 audit report from Fidam Associates. I think this is fairly well. Any presentation on this, Christie, at all? It speaks for itself. I think.
Yeah, the directors have had this since February. I think, I haven't heard of any questions or, edits from anyone.
Any clarifying questions? Members of the public? On the audit document? No? Any discussion, commissioners? I mean, I reviewed it, went through it, it seemed very straightforward. Nothing on. Yes,
Pretty straightforward.
very straightforward numbers. Okay, so with that, a motion, anybody?
I'll move that we approve, where is it going? That we approve the fiscal year 23-24 audit. That's it.
Second.
I'll second that.
Christie, roll.
Yes, President Bedard,
Aye.
Vice President Lang,
Yes.
Secretary Jory,
Yes.
Director Daly, Director Swan.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Excellent. The next item is item number 5, approval of current invoices for payment. I know the invoices are attached. One to Shavin and Associates and one to MRG. Are there any presentation, Christie, on any of these?
No, I don't believe so. These are straightforward for work already performed.
One question.
Just my only question, are there any new invoices between our last meeting? Same invoices we saw last time?
These are the same. We have accrued new invoices and they'll be presented at our next meeting.
With that, any public questions, comments? Any discussion, commissioners?
I'll move that we approve the current invoices for.
Second.
Okay.
Christie, roll.
President Bedard,
Aye.
Vice President Lang,
Yes.
Secretary Jory,
Yes.
Director Daly,
Yes.
Director Swan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to item 7, approval of renewal contracts.
Budget.
Oh, sorry, this budget, apologies, consideration and adoption, I just skipped over all that. Adoption of the NCLA annual budget, FY 25-26. Is there anything, Christie, you can add to this subject?
The only additions I would have would be just explaining how these figures were derived. We, used a conservative approach towards making sure that we are overestimating rather than underestimating in any case, without being too generous, so that we're sticking right where we need. The amount spent for the renovation projects is the GAN limits. We don't know at this time what the timeline is for payments on the future phases, and so that's why we set it at the GAN limit. Everything else, we have a kind of generous amount that we hold for legal expenses, not knowing what might develop over the year. If it's a year like this year, we won't come anywhere near meeting that budgeted amount.
I will ask a question of, one of the members of staff who's here, Anthony. What, have costs been determined on the model project?
They are currently being processed into part of this next phase of the project, so I'm hopeful the next time I'll come for NCLA, we'll have a ballpark estimate on costs after we've finalized the design.
But today, they're not public, are
They have only given very round numbers, but nothing concrete.
they? Thank you. So, in terms of the budget, I just want to, yeah, that's my clarifying question. Any other clarifying questions on the budget?
I have a question, so whatever the projected expenses are, whenever they become public, is the NCLA, are the NCLA funds the only source of funding that, or are there any other possibilities?
In my opinion, there are other possibilities.
And in my opinion,
I mean, well, I think it's, the way I would phrase it is, other sources of funds will be part of the project. So I know the city's putting up money and so forth, but the project would not be affordable without these funds. That's.
So we would close the gap, or more, more than close the gap.
I don't know the city's putting money.
I mean, if nothing else, the city's putting up, or at least, we're putting up resources in the form of staff working on it, and things like this, right?
But we also go back and scale it for some of our
Yeah,
city.
but certainly the lion's share is coming.
And I'm also, this is again shared for my ignorance, the city resources that I use are only Los Altos, not Los Altos Hills. And though I'm from representing Los Altos Hills, I'm asking.
Yes, I believe that's true.
Pretty good deal.
Except for that,
That's-
per a decision that we made about 6 or 8 months ago, the city does build NCLA or something.
But I guess my point on other funds would be, I would hope that, the Friends of the Library and the Los Santos Lolly would also be willing to, if it made sense, to add on. We don't know yet.
They're certainly supporting other things going on at the library. The patio project was by its nature sort of dovetailing renovation patio project is fully funded by the library.
The endowment,
Just now.
yes, but there, I'm just saying, there will be, I believe. That I'm being off, being off.
So which, never mind, what entity would end up, for example, contracting with it?
The city.
Yeah.
Would have to, be unless the county, I don't think the county.
No, I think that's my understanding. To get that out.
Yeah, so the city would have a, there is an expense that burden. Does that help? Any other questions? Okay, members of the public, questions on the budget?
Questions?
Or, well, sorry, comments, offer apologies.
I have two comments. One, I don't think it's likely that the project will stay to $4,300,000 spending. And I also don't believe that capital expenditure is limited by this amendment. That's my understanding. Although I don't know how this organization, since it's not actually making the capital expenditure.
Thank you. Suzanne?
Yeah, I was gonna comment on the fact that there is a limit in capital. And so you're using the exact number of the gamma, there's a little interesting, but, the other question was on the audit, the proposed audit cost. 9,818, when, you have as part of the packet, the new contract with the auditor, who sets a maximum of what they would charge for next year at $9,350. So why wouldn't you put a higher number than what the maximum they say they would charge you? I would just grab that.
If I may, there are fees for services. However, there are additional fees that we have been charged for printing costs and supplemental costs like that. So that's why we've added a small allowance for that.
Thank you. Commissioners, discussion? I mean, I'll start off with why why that amount was put in there. It was mainly, and I thank you for your comment about capital expenditures. I was aware of it, but I didn't really know. At this point, I don't know how these expenses will actually be categorized. And the purpose of putting that amount in the budget is really to put the full amount, knowing that, you know, we may not achieve it based on reality. However, I wasn't about to guess or surmise what could happen this year. So it's in there for safety more than anything, and it's there. That was the purpose. But all of, you know, overall, as the project comes out, I would imagine that we'll have a finer detail as to what the budget and the timeline. Any other questions?
In part, this project's cost is based on how much you got. I mean, we had a sense of how much would be available. And the needs assessment and several other efforts to identify ways to invest the money to improve and expand library, protect, improve, and expand library services. And ultimately what we come up with is a project that reflects the revenue that is available. It's not perfect, and you've got to anticipate the cost overruns as well. So ideally, we shoot for 80% of what your revenue expectation is. And this is sort of formulated, but we're not yet at a point where we have, you know, blueprints and construction documents, so know exactly what the costs are going to be. It's not yet.
Questions, commissioners, comments?
I move that we accept the annual budget documented in the
Christie Roll?
President Bedard.
Aye.
Vice President Lang.
yes.
Secretary Jory.
Yes.
Director Daly.
Yes.
Director Swan.
Yes,
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. So moving now to item 7, approval of renewal contracts. The 2 contracts that are up are Siobhan Associates and MRG. We can take them separately. Is there anything to talk about vis-a-vis the Siobhan that you highlight? Christie?
I don't believe so. He's added a incremental increase per year to his maximum, which is reasonable and less than other service contracts I've seen. So I believe it's fair.
Commissioners, any clarifying questions? Members of the public? Sam?
Yeah, well, we just hired Siobhan Associates 3 years ago, for a 3-year period, and we set rate of $8,500 each year. And, what this looks like is that this is a maximum. This is our all-inclusive maximum fee, and that they will actually charge you per hour up to that maximum. And it says the fee does include all out-of-pocket costs such as reproductions, word processing, postage, copies, photocopies, telephone. So I think it's good because if we are efficient with our dealing with them, it could be a lot less than this. So this is their maximum. It's very reasonable increase.
Good, thank you. Commissioners, any discussion on this? I mean, from my perspective, it seems there's a modest uptick per year, but it's all inclusive.
My only comment is that we should, last 3 years.
Yeah.
With that, so anybody want to move to?
I move we approve the renewal of the contracts for Siobhan and Associates and
I said.
We're not, no comments on the MRG side? Because I did say we're taking them separately, so, sir. But, if the public want, any public comments on MRG? Alan, no? We can take them together, if you like, we are using MRG.
yeah, so I mean,
All right, and it was seconded?
And it was seconded. So, President Bedard,
Aye.
Vice President Lang,
Yes.
Secretary Jory,
Yes.
Director Daly,
yes.
Director Swan.
Yes,
Motion's passed.
Thank you. Okay, ongoing business update, which is the remodel update. Anthony, tell us what we don't know.
For those of you that don't know me, Anthony Fonseca, Assistant to City Manager at St. Louis Office. I see lots of friendly faces signs all of you. The remodel process has been pretty substantial over this time period since we've last met, since we've last presented. We've hosted a number of workshops in the library space, walked through some design concepts with the public, which I think everybody in this room or members of the public have been at all of those feedback sessions and provided some thoughts. And then we have met with library staff, with the consultants as well, to talk through the proposals from the staff side. And now I don't want to say they're sequestered in the dark room, but they are sequestered in the dark room, taking the feedback that they've gotten, and then they'll return back to the library commission for a presentation. We are targeting August timeframe when they'll come back to the library commission and present the final conceptual design of what they have based on the community feedback and then the initial circles that they've created for the design. Happy to answer any questions you might have, but at this time I don't want to show you anything because they're adjusting those designs based on the feedback from the community.
That's it. Thank you. Any questions?
And we follow it. Comments. Some opinions that they have shared.
And all, just so everybody knows, all feedback that was given at the community engagement events, the consultants who were there directly, the architectural team, every feedback I've gotten to my email, to city council, to the library commission has been provided to the library commission as well as the consultants. So we've tried to share all of that information as much as possible with all of the relevant decision-making bodies.
I attended all the events, and they were very well attended. I commend Rose for letting us go on the floor of the library. I think it helped the demographics. I think the initial concept, people were sort of taken aback by it. But I think people are being listened to, and it was conceptual. And, you know, when you go through a project like this, the first step, you need plans. If you don't plan, it all goes to, you know, where it goes. So I'm optimistic as to what's going to come back. And I hope the people have been heard. I hope the people feel like they were heard. And outside of that, but I mean, that's it. I know I think Jonathan, Councilmember Weinberg came. Not that I put you guys on the spot, but. Should I?
Yeah, and therefore we could.
Whoa. Not at the same time. You could have shown up, you could have said. But anyway, so with that, thank you.
And I do want to echo that on behalf of the staff. We appreciate Road allowing us to table inside of the library space. I think that was a huge benefit. And it's a huge net from our first round of engagement where we were in Orchard Ruins. We really wanted to go to the library and we did give away some donuts. So we did try and draw people in. So it was very successful.
Andy, did you want to mention Woodland at all? We got stuff going on there too.
Yeah, I'm happy to about Woodland. Woodland Library patio extension is model design or the extension designs are being finalized and then the city is gonna take those in. That item's already gone to the library commission a couple times for feedback and now we're fine tuning it. Take the necessary steps to move forward with an expansion of the patio space at the Woodland Library. And then enhance the native plant area.
I have a question, what would people take in the back bus?
Oh. The bathroom.
Oh.
The projected bathroom, it was really unique. But a lot, I mean, everyone I talked to.
So I'm happy to.
I was not, yes, sorry.
So in the initial design concepts of a bubble diagram, they proposed gender neutral restroom space in order to consolidate the bathrooms to about half of the current size. And there was community feedback about those restrooms, and so we talked with the consultant, and we're going to work to make sure that what we've heard from the community we can articulate into the plans to make sure. So I don't want to get too specific, but we've heard lots of feedback from the community, and we are adjusting as necessary.
So this body doesn't have anything to say about it. But seriously, nothing that's within the plan is pertinent.
Yeah.
I mean, we're interested.
I was just reporting on the results of the meetings. So thank you. Can the public comment on these or reports? If you have it. Yeah, I apologize. I skipped. Do you have any comments?
No, all there.
You don't have to.
I disagree with the commissioner's statement about COA having input into it. The COA is providing the funds, all of the funds. It is interested in responsible representatives of the public. We should have some interest in input into the decision. Made comments to the design organization about post design. We do very often better. Something like it today or going forward. We can spend a few $1 to basically update the paint in the bathrooms and the facilities without needing additional needs. It's a waste of money. We'll see when the design comes back. Whether they can meet the needs, current.
Okay, the last item is the librarian report.
Oh, sure. So, yeah, summer reading is started June 1st. These are the I brought one for all of you. Anybody who signs up for the summer reading gets that tote, so I hope that you're able to sign up. So again, we're busy with summer reading. We just had our team walk-in. That's a annual event the teen librarian does. She did on Friday where the team could be in the library after the library closes. So it's kind of a fun event, and they get to play games and have food and just kind of be teens, to kind of engage them and to participate in, be part of the library in the summer. We're gonna have a retro roadshow of Mario through the ages. We always have, magician, puppet show, circus show, we have a travel night. And so it's just a busy time and we hope to, help families, use the library, have the children, continue to read and learn, attend our programs, they keep their traveling, they still stay online. So, oh yeah. The new roof is done, if you haven't noticed, and so, it looks really nice. The contractors were really marvelous, it was really seamless, they did a great job, I know, and was really instrumental in helping us transition. Well, the parking lot and the exterior. Yeah, questions?
Okay, so with that, commissioners' reports and comments. Larry, I'll start with you.
We have nothing to add that we haven't.
I made a killing at the last Friends of the Library book sale. I filled 2 grocery bags for $10, and now I have like a whole nother shelf of books. Around there if I can. Every time there's a sale, I end up contributing a few books, but somehow I have more. But
Pardon?
So I missed the May events, and I'm wondering, where I could catch up on some of that. My concern, and that's been a concern for the last years since I've been on this, on the NCLA, is I just don't, I hope we are doing whatever is possible, is that when I hear something like the patio project or something like that, I just hope that that will all be useful for whatever remodeling. For example, I did a big remodel in my home and I touched the landscaping at the end, everything in the interior was done. So I just hope that we plan this with the same responsibility. Because it is tax dollars.
it's our civic center. We're not gonna screw around, believe me. Look around.
This is gorgeous, but I have nothing to do with this. This is absolutely
The
gorgeous.
library is part of the civic center and it is the city of Los Altos property and we want it to be as beautiful and wonderful as
And useful.
and useful as anything that tax dollars.
That's good to hear because when my children used to come to this pavilion, it's unrecognizable.
Right.
So I wish they were, there, adults, maybe their children will enjoy this if they move back.
Council member of the class? Swan?
Councilmember Swan.
No. What was the question?
It's
Do I have anything to
commissioner
say?
reports and comments. Would you-
No.
No?
No.
My only report is, we're learning with the new website to get stuff out, published, so, sorry about last meeting. Thank you for being here today, and, hopefully we'll get better. So, we're getting. So with that, next meeting day. I'm thinking, well, Christie, we're looking at, I believe, September 15th, which is a Monday.
September 15th.
Yes. Yes, so tentatively September 15th, Christie.
Thank you.
And with that, adjournment. So thank you very much. Bye. Alex. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
Don't go away. We should talk.